Alright guys, sorry that I'm not able to be there today. What I want you to do for this first slide in the notes file here is I want you, except for 5, we're going to skip 5. Excuse me, sorry. I want you to find the derivative of each of these. So pause the video, and in your blank file, I want you to take a minute and derive all of these. Okay, so pause this video, and when I come back, I'm going to run through all the answers. Hopefully, when you went through all of these, you went through in the first one, you swung the 4, left the inside alone, subtracted 1 from your exponent, but hopefully you didn't forget to multiply by the derivative of what's inside. The second one, hopefully you remembered the derivative of tan is secant squared, and you remembered to multiply by the derivative of what's inside. Remember, x over 5 is the same thing as 1/5 x. They're saying the same thing. Okay, so the derivative of that is just 1/5. In the next one, once again, swung the 1/2, left the inside alone, subtracted 1 from your exponent, and hopefully you remember to multiply by that derivative of what's inside. And I just reduced that 1/2 in 2. So there's just an x left. All right, next one. Remember, the derivative of e to the x is always itself times the derivative of its exponent. So itself, derivative of cosine is just a negative sign. You can wrap that in parentheses if you want. So the big question here is, what is the common thread between all of those problems? Okay, what did we do in all of those problems? Hopefully you're saying to yourself, we performed chain rule. Okay, so the big question now is, if we're integrating, how do we undo a chain rule? Okay, so if we started with this guy and we wanted to integrate, how do we get back to this? Okay, and that's what we're going to learn today in what is called integration using substitution. A lot of times we'll call it U sub for short, or just U substitution. Excuse me. Okay, so this lesson is all on U sub, basically. So here's a bunch of steps. I'm going to be honest, I think when you look at all these words, you're probably like, I'm sorry, what? I think once you start to see some examples of U sub, it starts to click. But I will say, it might take a good 3, 4, 5 examples of U sub before you really start to see everything click into place. So I'll run through these real quick. So we want to choose a piece to be U. And that a lot of times is the hardest piece for kids. And it takes a little bit of time. And sometimes I'll run through scenarios where we pick the wrong U, and you can try and see why it was the wrong U. Sorry, guys. Ideally, you want it to be the inner part of your function when we look at our composite functions. So if you think back to when we had like x squared minus 9 under a square root, like that's the inner part of a composite function. Okay, and then we're going to compute du, which I'll go through. We'll basically, whatever we pick to be u, we'll derive it. Okay, this part gets a little confusing to kids, and I'll walk through that in the examples. We're going to rewrite our entire integral in terms of u. Okay, and then we'll use our basic integral rules from there to integrate or antiderive that. And then we'll have to put our u back in, so it's back in terms of x. And you can always do a quick check to make sure things work out. I'm actually going to go a little out of order. I'm going to scroll all the way to example 5. I think it's a better one to start with. Okay, so when you look at this, this isn't just a basic one like we've been doing. Notice that we have a product. And up until now, when we've had a product, we've distributed in. But you cannot distribute in because this is raised to the 7th power. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to sit here and FOIL this thing out 7 times and then distribute it in. Okay, so this is a perfect candidate for U sub. What we are going to do is we want to pick our U. 2 ways to think about this. You pick your U based off of that inner function, or I also think of when I find my du, my derivative of u. Sorry, I sound like semi-winded here recording this video. You want the derivative of u, or most of the derivative of u, to be elsewhere in the problem. And once I walk through a couple of these, I think you'll start to see this. So, for example, if I, and don't write this down quite yet, if I make my u 3x squared, my du, which is my derivative of that with respect to x, is just 6x. Well, that's not in the problem, and what about this part? Like, what am I going to do about that? And I think you can also see that the 3x squared is not the inner part of our function here. This is a good candidate for u. If we make that our u, that's the inner part of our function, and if we derive this, the derivative of x cubed plus 5 is 3x squared. Technically we're taking the derivative of u with respect to x. I just always multiply the dx to the other side right away because that's where I want it anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rewrite this entire integral in terms of u's. Okay, so I'm going to substitute each piece out. So x cubed plus 5, that's my u, and I have u raised to the 7th power. Oh my goodness, 3x squared is perfectly right there, and dx is perfectly right there. This substitutes perfectly for du. Okay, so we are substituting every piece out, hence the term u sub. Here, just integrate u to the 7th with respect to u like you normally would, so it turns to u to the 8th over 8 plus c. Okay, it's just u's instead of x's. Now, you want to make sure you put your u back in. So put x cubed plus 5 to the 8th over 8 plus c back in. Bing, bang, boom. Now, you can check all of these. Take a minute, derive this. Swing the 8, leave the inside alone, subtract 1, multiply by the derivative of what's inside. The plus c goes away. The 8's cancel. Is this what we started with? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go back up to example 1. Okay, once again, you want to pick your u. Either think of it as the inner part of the function, okay, or do you see part or most of its derivative elsewhere in the problem? That is going to be a little tricky in this one. Okay, ideally, you don't want your u to be 12, because then your du is 0, and that leads us nowhere. So let's make our u 3x minus 5. So then if we take the derivative of this with respect to x, I'm going to put the dx on the other side automatically. Derivative of this is just 3. Don't need that much space. Okay. I'm going to drag that 12 along because there's no variables in it, so let's just drag it along. This is my u. It's raised to the 3rd power. Now, I have a 3 dx here. And you can view this one of 2 ways. I'll show you 2 ways to do this. If I want to substitute this out because I left the 12 alone, what I need to do is divide that 3 to the other side. Now you can see this is a substitution for dx, which you can just throw the whole thing over 3. So we can reduce this to 4 u cubed du. And then I'll do the integration in a second. Another way some kids think of this is they say, well, 12 is 4 times 3. So they leave the 4 there. That's the u cubed. And then right here, if you use this piece for your substitution, that's the 3 in the 12, 4 times 3, you get to the same place. It's up to you. So now add 1, divide by that new exponent. You can see those 4's cancel, and put your u back in. And once again, you can do a quick check. Swing that 4, subtract 1, multiply by the derivative of what's inside, and that's what we started with. There's that 12. Okay? So that's just my quick check. Okay. Let's look at this one. So, when we think about what we want our u to be, hopefully you're not saying secant squared, because the derivative of secant squared is you're going to have to do a chain rule in that, and you're going to bring in like 2 secant times secant tan, like stuff we don't have. Too ugly. Hopefully you can see this is an inner function, and we can make that our u. So then my du is simply 1/5 dx. Remember, I multiply that dx over. So you can see this substitutes perfectly right here. So I have secant squared of u. And this substitutes perfectly for the 1/5 dx. So that's just du. Do we know something that derives to secant squared? Yes, we do. Tan. So this is tan of u plus c. Just don't forget to put your u back in, and you're done. Once again, do a quick little check. If I derive this, I get secant squared of x over 5 times 1 over 5, which is what we started with. All right, let's do another one. I want you to think for a second, what do you think you want your u to be? So hopefully you're thinking through, well, if I make it x, then my du is 1. That's not helpful, because then what about all this junk? Okay, think about what's your inner function. Okay, so hopefully you're saying it's this x squared minus 9. Because if you derive that, your derivative is 2x dx. Now, I don't have the 2, but I can always compensate for not having a coefficient that matches. It's really the variables that I need to get to match. Okay, so if I have that x there for that x there, then we're good. Okay, so let's do some substitution here. So my u is this guy on the bottom in a square root. So that's really u to the negative 1/2. I'm bringing it up already because I'm trying to get ready to integrate. Now, here I have x dx. I don't have that 2, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to divide it over so that now you can see this is a perfect substitution for that x dx. So I'm going to replace this with du over 2. And if you don't like that over 2, you can put a 1/2 out front and just do it like this. Okay, just showing you different ways to write this. So let's add 1 to our exponent. So this is going to be 1/2. Now this 2 is going to drag along. Instead of dividing by 1/2, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. So those 2's are going to cancel anyway. Don't forget that plus c. Put your u back in. And all of these, like I said, you can do a quick check. All right, let's look at, no. Sorry guys, hold on. My page moved. Okay, let's look at this last one here then. Now, once again, you want to try and pick your u, so it's the inner part of your function. Sometimes kids will say, let's make u sine, because du is then cosine. But be careful, you don't want your du to be in this exponent. Okay, so let's pick our u to be the cosine. Now, our du would be a negative sign, and we don't have the negative. But once again, we can always compensate for the coefficients being off. As long as we have the part with the variables, we're good. So, let's see here. So I have an e to the cosine, so that's going to be my e to the u. I have a sine x and a dx, but I don't have that negative 1, so I'm just going to divide that negative 1 to the other side. So I'm going to have du over negative 1. That's the same as just a negative 1 out front. Same difference. Okay, well the integral of e to the u is just e to the u. The negative drags along. Don't forget your plus c, and put your cosine back in. And you're good. Once again, if we do a quick little check here, okay, derivative of, oh my god, all my stuff's not writing, sorry. Derivative of e is itself times the derivative of its exponent. So the derivative of its exponent here would be a negative sign, and those negatives cancel, and that's why what we started with didn't have any negatives. Let me find one more quick example to add here, just to kind of reinforce this. Hold that thought. This one off to the side here. Okay. So do me a favor. You pause the video, and I want you to try it on your own. Okay. When you come back, I'll be walking through it. Okay. Hopefully you picked your u to be x squared plus 1. Your du is 2x dx. So I have u to the negative 3. Now, you could do this different ways. I have an x dx. Whoops. Okay, but I don't have that 2. So I'm going to divide that over. I leave the 12 there and simplify with my du over 2 to just a 6 then. If you got to that 6 one way or another, then you're good to go. So now add 1. Don't subtract 1. Add 1. Divide by your new exponent. So here I'm going to get negative 3. I'm going to put my u back in. I'm going to drop it back down. You totally don't have to. Okay, and then don't forget that plus c. And all of these you can check. Okay, if I bring that up, oh, I'm running out of time. I only have 15 minutes. I get 6, x squared plus 1, subtract 1, times the derivative of what's inside, and you can see that's what I got up there. Okay, so please reach out if you have any questions. We'll talk about this more tomorrow. There's some practice in Delta Math and a couple in OneNote for you to try. Good luck, guys. Bye.